We talked on yesterday's show about the freak out over the gas stove thing on the right, where they're saying Biden's going to take your gas stove, even though he's not. And also about the fact that the anti-woke obsession, the anti-woke movement, if you want to call it that, it's going too far. It's too much. And I think even though some really love it, the general electorate, it's not going to sway them. No one understands why the heck are these people freaking out so much about Bud Light and Target and CRT and all of that. And so if the GOP wants to hurt their own electoral chances by making this their big issue, we're fighting back against this nebulous threat that is posed to America. Sure, they can do it. And I have a couple more examples of this for you. Hilarious. And speaking of the gas stove, Republican Representative Brian Mast is saying, they're getting your gas stove, okay? Again, the Biden administration is not banning gas stoves, okay? But this became a freak out based on regulations that are going to be implemented to try to protect people from emissions that come out of gas stoves. But no, gas stoves aren't being banned. That's been made clear multiple times. And this individual is saying next they're going to start banning grills.
The next step, probably the most un-American thing as we move between Memorial Day and 4th of July, is that they'll start banning grills. That's the equivalent of what they're doing. You can't have gas stoves. Next step would be probably more Americans have grills than gas stoves. That's the lengths at which they're using a government bureaucratic agency, calling it product safety. These are probably the same people that banned yard darts or something like that, coming into each and every person's home.
Wow. He said, so no, Biden's not going to ban grills. He's not banning gas stoves. But he called this move nebulous, mysterious, fake threat of Biden coming for these things. He called it the most un-American thing as we go into the 4th of July part of this summer. You know, I could think of some more un-American things than banning grills, such as, I don't know, attempting as the president of the United States to install yourself president for 4 years after you lost an election because you couldn't accept the fact that you lost. You were too much of a snowflake to accept that you lost to Sleepy Joe, so you made up a whole lie, even though you knew it was a lie. You had researchers look into swing states to see if there was widespread voter fraud. They came back to you and said it wasn't widespread voter fraud, and you said, I don't care, I'm still going to lie about the election because I don't want to accept that I lost. That, to me, is more un-American than taking away gas stoves. But probably Brian Mast is less concerned with Trump's anti-democratic views. And then I have for you Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, saying this about Target.
I'm like a lot of Americans, love to shop at Target. I mean, we do, but we just can't anymore. And while the rest of the country is worried about, having fun and going out and shopping and enjoying a store, that store is fundamentally tearing down this country. And we have to have real conversations about how serious we are about protecting our freedom.
Sure, absolutely. Target's having a bad month.
Did you hear that? Quote, I'm like a lot of Americans, love to shop at Target. I mean, we do, but we just can't anymore. And then later she says that store is fundamentally tearing down this country. Y'all have all witnessed that, right? Target's tearing down the country. How is that a thing that anyone takes seriously? I know what you're thinking. Okay, Luke, it's because you didn't cover the big story about, we don't know about it because you didn't tell us about Target tearing down the country. What's the news? What's the story? They had pride displays. Oh my gosh. Fundamentally tearing down this country. It's unserious, but not to get us all bummed out, it's also enraging and so counterproductive and so against progress, because what is this doing? I know I'm a broken record, but this is what you got to do when these individuals are broken records. They're just distracting. That's it. Kristi Noem can't explain what she's actually doing to improve the lives of her constituents, and Brian Mast can't explain the same thing. And so instead it has to be, he's coming for your stove and your, the grill, and maybe your skillet and your pans and your pots and your oven, your microwave. Nothing. You're going to have nothing by the end of Biden's presidency. And that is the only way they can keep people engaged on something enough to where they don't ask the important question, which is, hey, wait, what are you actually pushing for policy-wise that would improve my life significantly, materially, in any way that I could notice here But they don't ask those questions because instead it's Target is fundamentally tearing down this country. Make sure you are following me on Twitter, Luke P. Beasley. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.